Welcome to Bullybox TV, and today we are at the Western Chiropractic Clinic, and with me is Dr Lee Harvey. Welcome.
Thank you, Andrew.
And thank you for agreeing to be interviewed today. Would you mind just start by introducing yourself to our audience?
Hi, I'm Lee Harvey from Western Chiropractic Clinic. I'm a chiropractic doctor. I specialise in correcting the spine, posture and nutrition. We treat a lot of children and parents from all different kinds of backgrounds. So when Andy mentioned bullying, my ears lit up and eyes lit up and everything else lit up, and I thought, right, was this something we could help? Because we see a lot of children with physical and emotional issues that manifest in their physical body, like tight muscles, simple day-to-day things that aren't functioning as well due to the nervous system and spine not functioning correctly. And we really make massive differences not only to their pain but their general behaviour. We can start to educate them in terms of nutrition, diet, and just a massive impact you can have on young children. So yeah, here to answer any questions, and hopefully we can help a few people, both adults and children. Oh, your neck is horrible. Can you feel that?
Yeah.
Did you get headaches?
Yeah.
Of course, there are many reasons why people get bullied. I believe, for example, that if you feel happy, confident, then you're less likely to get picked on or less likely to become bullied. You mentioned earlier this idea of stress. You see people that suffering all kinds of different stress. Now, is it right that if you're feeling lots of different stress and other emotional difficulties, that you could take it out on people and not realise it, that you're suffering other problems?
Well, that's very interesting you say that, Andrew. Absolutely. We are animals. Although we drive cars and we have central heating, and we watch television at night or whatever, but we're actually animals, like a dog or a cat. So if you think of a cat, say you've got little Fluffy, who's normally lovely, he sits on your lap and he purrs and he's great. And when you're under stress or he's not very well or something's frightened him, the behaviour changes. So we're animals the same. So like Fluffy may start to scratch people. Well, Fluffy never used to do that before. Fluffy doesn't want to get on your lap anymore. Fluffy's just not the normal cat he once was. So he may have had a stress that's gone on in his life, like a dog, something's changed in his environment. Exactly the same for children and adults. So when you have stress, physical, mental, emotional stresses, or a combination of them both, that affects your physiology, your heart, your lungs, your muscle system. So we all know that when we become stressed, our shoulders tense up. That then affects your spine. Your head goes forward, you might pinch some nerves in your neck and might get headaches as a result. Then you have a headache, and then once you had a headache, that makes you stressed, you feel tired, you're irritable, so you don't sleep. Then the sleep makes the posture worse, the muscles sore, makes the stress worse. So this comes this vicious cycle, and then it comes to a point where people it starts to affect their behaviour. One gentleman stopped me at a train station in Bristol, and he came up to me and said, thank you for giving me the wife back I married. Because she's had headaches for something like 20 years, and she basically was grouchy, miserable with the kids. She said she's probably lost 10 or 15 years good time with her children, purely because she was irritable, stressed, short, aggressive, because she was in pain. It's like Fluffy might scratch somebody. Well, for a human, fortunately most people don't scratch, but they can if they lose violence, domestic abuse, children misbehaving, the way they, bigger responses basically. And so that was just a prime example of the behaviour of a patient. I've never met the husband. Changed. Thank you for giving me the wife back I married. And really, because the biggest difference for him was the change in her behaviour. A quick delivery or a slow one?
In this world, nobody is born a bully or born a victim of
No.
bullying. It's about behaviour, and part of that behaviour is learned, but also behaviour has to do, as you mentioned, with how we feel about ourselves, and the pains and stresses and so on that we might be feeling in our lives. So would you think that it would be a good idea, for example, if somebody suddenly starts getting bullied at school and the reason can't be worked out why, that one of the things that they could do is to go and see a doctor or a chiropractor to see if there's any physiological problems that they might have in their body that might be causing some of that stress or problems?
Absolutely. I had a perfect example for this girl. She's now 17 and she's just going off to university. She's a bright kid. I think she's going to Oxford. She's a real smart kid. We saw her at 14. She was bullied at school. She was hunched over, and she just looked like someone who'd been bullied. So she had lack of confidence. She was also starting to get ME, which is this condition where we get very tired joints, and so basically top of her. So her whole physiology has changed, and there was no medical treatment for the ME, but we just started to work on her posture, started getting her exercise better, talk to some coping strategies to help deal with things. So we got her exercise where she helped bring her shoulders up, and just by changing her whole posture and mobility. She also had headaches. She funny enough fell off a tree when she was about 7, and that was, looking back on that, was one of the triggers for her. So that was just a stress, with one of the first stresses. Then she had all the other stuff. So we just started to remove obstructions and problems in her life, so then she could deal with things. So if you're in pain and you're sore, you're uncomfortable, your posture's bad, it kind of represses you and makes life tougher. It's like walking around with lead in your shoes. It's very tough. So you're just taking those out, and so you can able to stride out, and then you can deal with bullies. So it's how you feel is how you deal with the other person as well. So if you're feeling, like you said, feeling better about yourself, you feel strong, you feel just happier, then bullies don't have the same impact.
So if we're feeling the stresses, or if we've got something wrong with our spine or some damage or something, not only is it going to manifest as stress and cause pain in our bodies, but as you said, it's going to cause us to hold our bodies in ways that are not natural for us, are uncomfortable for us, and it's probably going to cause us to close our body language. And that's one of the things that actually makes us look more confident in our lives, if we are able to hold an open body posture.
No question.
So how could you maybe just talk through for our audience some of the key things you could do just to help yourself hold an open and balanced body posture?
Okay. First of all, the biggest thing to do is look into the mirror, because we all look outwards and we don't see ourselves. As you get older, though, you're glad you look outwards. But when you're still young and good looking, so first of all, look at the mirror first of all. So look at what your head posture is doing. So if your head's off to one side or you're rotating, and ask a friend or a colleague or a parent just to look at you. So is my head twisted? Is my shoulder down? Am I symmetrical? So generally look at symmetry is a good thing. Bear in mind, no one's 100% symmetrical. We have dominant arms and dominant legs, but generally speaking, are the shoulders level? So things like what tends to happen with stress or poor posture is the most common thing happens, which is the shoulders tend to go forward, the head goes down, it tilts up, and it kind of affects these muscles in the neck. And these are the muscles in the neck are the ones that are affected by stress because they contract. So as an animal, if we get stressed, we tend to arch our back like a cat. The same happens with the neck muscle. So this is the kind of posture you get. So a way to help that would be basically making sure that you do an exercise where your arms are like this and start to stretch your arms backwards. Okay, so simple like that. So every child could do that. So they just get on a chair or the end of the chair, if that's okay. Arms like this, turn your arms outwards, just extend your head backwards. Not really that, change that, pushes your chest down, opens your chest wall. Brilliant. Another one you could do, which is very simple, is just roll your shoulders. Okay. And that works really simple. There's exercise sheets one called Straighten Up UK, and that's actually encourages children to do postural exercises. So it's straightenup.co.uk. It might be .com, but Straighten Up anyway. If you Google that, you'll be able to get that.
And there's free exercises for people.
Yeah, and it's designed for children as well as adults, and it's mostly postural based. But we have our own in-house exercise we give people, but obviously people that aren't here, there's some things they can go home and practice. But looking after your posture is like a really good idea.
We talked about people that get bullied. But is this true also, do you think, of maybe the bullies themselves, that people that are suffering some kind of spinal or other stressful problems could make them into aggressive people and then they're not sure why they're being aggressive?
Absolutely. That lady we talked about a few minutes ago, she was out of character, irritable, shouty, snappy, just not very happy. So when you're under stress, a bit like Fluffy the cat, you either go insular or exterior, or more outward going. And so we see lots of people that they know they're being, the best way to describe it, not themselves, but the tiniest little things that when you're well and healthy, you haven't got anything going wrong with your spinal nervous system, it can add up and then tip you over the edge. So often they're either they're bullied themselves or they're bullied. I think whenever there's something that's out of the normal, where it's so-called bad or good, bully or a bully person, then this is the same thing. Look at their lifestyles. Like, are they eating well? Are they having a decent breakfast, for example? Are they doing exercise? That's why sports generally are better for kids, because they're keeping that they're having that little adrenaline burst. They're feeling more relaxed. So generally, an activity we encourage, whether it's walking or whether it's football, whether it's rounders, whatever, something to get involved in as a team. And teamwork is very important, but also exercises and strengthening work is always going to help you improve your posture and your well-being as well. So nutrition is huge, their posture is massive. So just simple things to say to children, look, even have for breakfast, maybe just have an egg and a piece of toast. Something simple they can do every day, it's inexpensive, or have some protein every day. So even if they have a packed lunch, okay, just stick an egg in there or something, or a piece of bacon, or something higher protein to help the nervous system function. Probably they're getting sugary drinks or processed foods, which then affects their digestion system, affects your nervous system, and then can cause stress on your body then reacts to that. So it's looking at your nutrition first, making sure that children aren't kept up too long. I mean, it can be in adults as well, but tiredness is a stress. If everyone's had a long day or they're tired, they become irritable. So that's another level of stress. So when we check people, we check their whole environment, we check their pillows, their mattresses, we check all aspects of their life and look at triggers. Are there any stresses at work? Are there any problems at home? Are there any conflicts anywhere in their life, and how do they react to other people, and how are they dealing with other people? So we look at those factors as part of their history takers. So it's not, you got neck pain and did you fall over? No, well, we look at factors that perpetuate a problem. So if you're stressed, misalignment in your neck or back or out of kilter, that affects your body's immunity and your ability to fight conditions and diseases. However, if you're more less stressed and less ill, your body can fight conditions better, you feel better in yourself.
Seeing a chiropractor isn't the first thing that would come into most people's minds when they might be suffering from bullying or being a bully. Are there any other complementary health ways of looking at ourselves that you can suggest that might be of use to people?
Absolutely, and you're 100% right, Andy. And most people, including me, wouldn't think of a chiropractor related to bullying. That's the truth, and I agree. One of the things that is really simple that people can use at home or is more accessible is the power of touch. Sounds a bit woolly and sort of touchy-feely, but it's touching someone and massaging someone makes such a big difference. So, and something that you can do at home with a parent, a sister or a brother, something they can do. So, you know, just massaging the spine going is really a good idea. It's a connection between people. So when people are bullied, they're kind of a bit lonely, and they're lacking that sort of that interaction, that touch, or that sort of niceness or calmness between people. So really, massage can be a really simple thing to do that a parent could do, because just as a parent, you know, I've got a little girl, she's had a little bit of bullying, no different than anyone else, but you just want to take it away and help that child. So with my own daughter, we've used massage. We try to get her to take her swimming a couple of times a week, and just getting her more confident in herself. I mean, bullying is going to be throughout life, whether you're an adult or a child. It's just helping her deal with serious stresses. So one of the things we do regularly, we give her a massage every week or so, and she just feels much happier, much more secure. And when a massage bonds people. So have you had massage before?
I've had massage before.
Yeah,
yes.
and how does it make you feel, Andy?
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've also given massage, and that's made me feel great as well as...
True. Yeah, so simple massage, I would say, would be the most important thing you could try. We talk about chemical aspects, so chemical things in the body. So someone's got maybe poor nutrition, they might want to see a nutritionist or a homeopath, which may help as well. So that's all, you know, or homeopath may help with the stress response as well. So you could look at other aspects. So you could look at something like a chemical route, a homeopathic route, a counselling type of route, so helping people put stress into boxes they can manage, or coping strategies, I think what you mentioned. But also getting the parents involved. I think, you know, sometimes, you know, if you're a teenager, it's not always easy, but a problem shared is a problem halved. So I think involving your parents is a good thing, or talking about stuff is a good thing. So yeah, nutrition, massage, having a spine check. It's not one magical cure, which it was, which we love it as a tablet to say you could take it to be solve a problem, but it's not. It's looking at all aspects of things, and certainly chiropractic might not suit everybody, or it may not help them. So it wouldn't be the only option. So if we get people we can't help, then we would look, okay, well, this isn't working for you, maybe try something else.
So what I'm getting from you is, part of it is about responsibility. It's about taking responsibility for ourselves. And also it's about, and this might be a little bit controversial here, it's about parents and other responsible adults taking responsibility for their children as well. In, you know, not having so many late nights, not putting sweet and crisps into every lunchbox, in trying to encourage some form of regular exercise and other aspects to our lives. So about taking responsibility for ourselves. Yeah. Would you say that was key? 100%.
I couldn't know if you could have said that better. It's looking at going back to basics and just breaking everything down to those three things we said. Your food, sleep, and your movement. If you increase those three factors, then I think a lot of problems will be certainly eased. Maybe not cured, but certainly eased. You'll feel it just there. I'm just lightly touching it. You can imagine she's got stress as well, so you can see how this can all affect. Head in the middle.
If people want to get in touch with you, or if people wanted to book an appointment with you, how do they go about doing that?
If they're under 16, then they need to come with a parent, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. So they need to come with an adult, a guardian, or someone over the age of 16. And they would call the clinic, and they would book an appointment. They'd come in for like half an hour, 3/4 an hour for a consultation, and we take notes. So that's the first thing. And from that, we do an examination to see if there's anything we can help with. If there's something on the spine that we can help with, we would let you know. If there's something on the spine we can't help you with, which happens about 40% of our children, so we just give you some exercise to go away with, and no action needed. So it's really about what they say. An adult can self-refer from 16. They can come in, call the clinic, and they can do the same procedure, but obviously on their own. As a child, we have children's rates up to 18, because that's when the spine stop developing. So if you can get a child treated, looked after before they've grown, that's great. A little bit like a plant. If we can get that plant straight, as it grows, it's going to grow straight. If it goes wonky, it's going to grow wonky. So we want to keep children as straight as we can and checked as early as we can. So we have a children's rate up to 18. So yeah.
Do you have a website?
Yes, westernchiropractic.co.uk.
That's brilliant. Thank you. Dr Lee Harvey at Western Chiropractic Clinic. This is Dr Andy Hickson signing off from Bully Box TV. Join us next time.